So thanks a lot for the invitation to this wonderful event. I am Dmitry Duev. I will be speaking as a representative of the Fritz / Sky Portal / Kowalski team. I will make sure to feature everyone in my talk tomorrow morning. But now, since I only have 10 minutes, let me proceed directly to the tutorial. What is Fritz? Fritz is the science data platform for ZTF Phase 2. And what it does, it implements an end-to-end scalable and API-first system for time domain astronomy, and features everything starting from multi-survey, alert broker, and data archive. Very importantly, an interactive, mobile-friendly, let me stress that, collaborative platform for all sorts of science cases that you can think of, with fine-grained access control. And let me also stress that as well, that we're very proud of the commissioning framework that we have within Sky Portal / Fritz, and a workhorse for machine learning applications, and a tool to manage or follow up observations with both robotic and classical facilities. So essentially what Fritz does, it integrates two major components. The Kowalski tool is acting as an alert processor and large data archive, and Sky Portal handles the rest of the stack. What I mentioned just before that, and you can see the schematic overview of that thought encapsulated in this image. I should note that while Fritz and/or Sky Portal and Kowalski can be centrally managed, for a single source of truth, it could also be deployed by different smaller groups with different configurations. Also, let me note that all of the code is fully open source, and our docs are posted at this link. So in this tutorial, I will give you a quick tour of Fritz from the user perspective, what our daily users mostly do, and I will talk about more of the technical side tomorrow. So I highly encourage you to attend that if you're interested. So starting from the very beginning, when new users are invited to Fritz, the first thing they see is the profile page, and here you can update your user info, change your preferences, like opt in for different sorts of notifications, email notifications, text messages, change to dark mode, for instance, like how you want to see your thumbnails and stuff. Here as well, you can generate tokens for API access to the system, and you can be very specific in terms of what kinds of ACLs you want for different tokens. System admins can invite new users to Fritz and also manage their roles that are grouped into, ACLs and that are grouped into roles, as well as also manage group membership and alert stream definition and access. For authentication, we're using OAuth. Then people usually go to the landing page, our dashboard. So here we feature a collection of useful widgets that display information about all sorts of things, like recently saved sources, newsfeed, configurable newsfeed, where you can display what kinds of events you want to see on the landing page, top sources for a given period of time, groups, weather at telescope sites and such. New Fritz users are added to one or more groups. Then users can also create groups themselves and request admission to groups they're not a member of. So in this example, I requested admission to the RCF group, and then admin saw that and added me, and I saw the notification pop up for that. You can find and manage the list of groups on the alert filters that are defined in a group on the groups page, and here's what I'll be showing right here. So group admins can create alert filters here and modify existing ones. And as mentioned, we feature our own little broker that consumes the full alert stream, persists the alerts to NoSQL database, and then also enhances the alert packets with all sorts of additional data, as all brokers do, like computing galactic coordinates, running cross matches, machine learning models, and so on. And to implement alert filters, we are implemented statically as MongoDB aggregation pipelines, and are executed on those enhanced alert packets. So in particular, the full photometry history is seen by all filters. We have very extensive docs on that, so I encourage you to look through that. And Fritz performs, since those are statically defined, Fritz performs automated checks of the filter defs, and so that there's no code audit that is necessary. So you can change your filter, and if those are valid, they are propagated, then they kick in essentially immediately. You can do things like auto update annotations anytime an object passes, an alert from an object passes your filter. Like you can save to your group those sources automatically and things like that. And also, check the diffs of different versions of your filter, all in browser. And filters can range from being like very simple that rely on, for example, mostly ML scores. So we run a bunch of machine learning models, phenomenological ones mainly, or it could be super complicated with very complicated logic for hundreds of lines of code. And once an alert passes a filter, it is posted by the broker side of Fritz Kowalski to its Sky Portal backend, and it becomes a candidate, and then it will appear on the what we call the scanning page under the corresponding groups for the filters. And let me also stress that candidates do not have to originate from Kowalski and could be posted via the API. And we have several science groups that do exactly that. Ample is a good example of that. But then there are also some solar system related streams, and people looking for fast transits that do their own thing and just post stuff to appear here. So on the candidates page, people can filter, scan, inspect the objects that passed their filters or posted to those filters, and save them to one or more groups. And things that are not saved are removed from the Sky Portal of Fritz. Saved ones become sources and are persisted indefinitely. It's a very helpful feature is an ability to do auto annotations, structured annotations, which is particularly useful for scanning. So like you can, selected stuff gets displayed in the info section, and you can, for example, sort on the hosted machine learning score for that particular alert.
You have 2 minutes left.
Thank you. Then the source page, it's the main for like all kinds of information related to an object is kind of aggregated on this page. In particular, users here can generate finder charts, star lists for different telescopes, check their observability, inspect redshift data and stuff like that. Annotations provide a nice way to store structured data related to a source, while comments, this is a Slack-like thing where you can reference different people and discuss whatever you want about this particular source in a free form. You can classify sources according to taxonomy, which is also versionable and can be posted by different people to the system. And there's a interactive offset plot associated with the source. And you can notify, you can send email or text notifications about the particularly interesting source to everyone in selected groups. If a source is annotated with Gaia color information, then an HR diagram is rendered. Then we provide very extensive tooling for inspecting, managing photometry, not necessarily only ZTF, but like any kind of photometry that you post there. We provide tools for data import, export, and very granular access management. Same for spectroscopy, but before that, let me just show that we also provide tools for variable science. So if sources are annotated with period data, a phase folded light curve is additionally shown, and then also we provide very extensive in-browser periodogram analysis tools shown here. The same goes for spectroscopy data. We provide very extensive tooling for that, again, to inspect, analyze, and manage that as well. And finally, we provide interfaces to work both with robotic and classical follow-up facilities, including a framework for dealing with allocations. So in particular, we feature automated integrations with the SED machine, and LT and such. And for the classical stuff, you can add a source to an observing run, and then it would appear on the page for a given observing run that you can also define. And you would see kind of a summary view of that of those sources in the table, and then also you can mark sources as observed and not observed. Talk about them there as well, and stuff like that.
Sorry, Dmitry, you're over time. Can you wrap up?
Yes, sorry. So I invite you to inspect the rest of the screen captures, and let me just stress that the whole application is mobile friendly, so that dream of inspecting your candidates without leaving the bathroom has finally come true. So it looks as expected on your phone or tablet. And there's also a section on using the API, because all of the workflows that I just showed, they're made possible by the API, and all of that could be automated. So thank you very much. And yeah, I invite you to the talk tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Dmitry. We're a little bit over time, so please ask questions in the Slack channel.